Hello, my name is Father George Salzman. I'm here at the Harvard Catholic Center in my office, actually. I'd like to talk about St. Francis de Sales, who was a master of spirituality and a master of spirituality for the laity, for everybody. That was really a novel idea in his time. He was back in the time of, let's say, 1600, just within the dates of Galileo. And at that time, it was thought that spirituality, becoming a saint, really, was for monks and nuns. And he really enlarged it so that everyone is called to be a saint. And he wrote directly for them. His Introduction to Devout Life is really inspired practical common sense and used by many people to really learn the path to sanctity in their own lives. He felt that not just monks and nuns, but even people at court or soldiers, and this was really beyond the realm of possibility, were also called to be saints. And he encouraged so many people. Hope was his hallmark. His hallmark in guiding people to a deep confidence in God through all of life's trials. If I could give you an example of one of his lines, it's been a great help to many people. The same everlasting Father who cares for you today will care for you tomorrow and every day. Either he will shield you from suffering or give you unfailing strength to bear it. Be at peace then, and put aside all anxiety and imaginations and worry. He was a spiritual director of a great number of women and men, and again, always encouraging. For instance, a different example: be patient with everyone, but above all with yourself. Don't be disturbed about your imperfections, and always have the courage to pick yourself up after a fall. I'm glad to hear that you make a fresh start each day. There's no better way to grow in the spiritual life than to be always starting over again. Most important of all, don't lose heart. Be patient, wait, do all you can to develop a spirit of compassion. I have no doubt that God is holding you by the hand. If he allows you to stumble, it's only to let you know that if he were not holding you by the hand, you would fall. This is how he gets you to take tighter hold of his hand. Now, these insights of good St. Francis de Sales were hard won. He did doctorates at Padua in law and theology, but before that, he was in college in Paris. And there, one of his theology professors, he thought was sort of straight up Catholic theology, was actually a crypto-Calvinist, and he taught predestination. And so that had convinced de Sales that he may well be condemned to hell. And as you know, that could be that way, independent of what he had done in his own life, that he could well be damned. And so for weeks and weeks, he was bedridden, neither sleeping nor eating. And this personal crisis of despair, born of that, seemed to his friends to be the end of him. And then he visited the old church of Saint Etienne de Grès, and he prayed before a black Madonna there, Our Lady of Deliverance. And he prayed that if he could only serve God on earth, he would serve him now. And if no one in hell can praise you, I will praise you while here on earth. And he recited there the famous prayer of the Memorare, remember him as Blessed Virgin Mary. And he recalled there, as he did that God is love. And he realized that God had love in store for him, and God had love and good in store for him. And it was that spiritual discovery and that hard-won confidence that buoyed him in all that he did and in all whom he counseled. He's been called the saint of friendship. He has great collaborators, St. Jane Frances de Chambeau. He founded the Visitation Order with her. He had great protege, St. Vincent de Paul, who both of them vigorously attested to his joy and his confidence in God. There's an interesting story of the famous English actor Sir Alec Guinness. During the Blitz in London, an Anglican vicar gave him a copy of St. Francis de Sales' famous and much translated book, The Introduction to Devout Life, which was one important step along the way to Alec Guinness becoming a Catholic. I made the suggestion in the Bulletin article I did the other week, and there's a famous Alec Guinness play. It's a great comedy. It's a masterpiece, everyone says, and it's Kind Hearts and Coronets. And that's the one where Guinness plays 8 different people who are, and there's a fellow, the 9th person, expecting the inheritance, has to bump all of them off in different ways. And Alec Guinness plays all the 8th over against the 9th who finally gets the money. And so that's a fascinating film. I much recommend it if you have to. One of our students here, an alumnus, Sean Lazard, brought down the house as a lead in a musical comedy version. We're facing many different things. With school shut down, with COVID-19, with businesses shut down, with people not knowing where their next pay is coming from, many things ahead. and how important to have our hand in God's hand, and to trust as St. Francis de Sales taught us from the beginning. The same everlasting Father who cares for you today will care for you tomorrow and every day. Either he will shield you from suffering or give you unfailing strength to bear it. Be at peace then, and put aside all anxious thoughts and imagination and worry. May God bless you.